In case you weren't aware, Caltrain has just recently introduced their new electric fleet of Stadler KISS EMUs. These run between San Francisco and San Jose in Northern California, but Caltrain is not the only regional rail operator in the Bay Area. Welcome to the Trolley Wire. I hope to be able to make more videos soon, but it has been hard to find motivation because the channel is not performing very well and I have been quite busy. If you travel between Sacramento and the San Francisco Bay Area, the best option is typically Amtrak's Capital Corridor service. The Capital Corridor's full length is between Auburn and San Jose here in Northern California. Although some trains travel the full length, most services run between Sacramento and Oakland Jack London Square. Currently, all services between Sacramento and Oakland start at the Sacramento Valley Station, then stop at Davis, Fairfield-Vacaville, Suisun-Fairfield, Martinez, Richmond, Berkeley, Emeryville, and finally Oakland Jack London Square. This trip takes just under 2 hours. Throughout the journey, connections can be made at each station. Starting in Sacramento, connections are available to SacRT buses and the Gold Line Light Rail. Amtrak also offers throughway coaches to Redding via Chico, Reno-Sparks, Nevada via Colfax, and Stockton. In Davis, connections are available to Unitrans buses and Amtrak throughway buses from Redding, Chico, Sacramento, and Stockton. At Fairfield-Vacaville, connections are available to the Fast Connect on-demand microtransit service. Continuing south, Suisun-Fairfield offers connections to Soltrans intercity buses, the Vine buses, Delta Breeze buses, and Greyhound coaches. After Suisun-Fairfield, the Capital Corridor crosses the Carquinez Strait on the Benicia Bridge. Although this bridge is often having issues, trains are typically able to run on time. In Martinez, connections are available to the County Connection buses, WestCat buses, Tri-Delta Transit buses, and Amtrak throughway services to Napa, Santa Rosa, and Arcata. After leaving Martinez, the Capital Corridor travels along the Carquinez Strait and the San Pablo Bay with some of the best views on the route. Shortly after leaving the coastline, the Capital Corridor stops in Richmond. At Richmond Station, connections are available to BART Red Line trains to San Francisco and the SFO Airport, and BART Orange Line trains to North San Jose. The Red Line is the most common way for passengers to travel into the city. Connections are also available to AC Transit buses. The line then continues south to Berkeley, with some more views along the San Francisco Bay, but mostly running inland. In Berkeley, connections are available to AC Transit buses. Finally, the last stop before most trains terminate in Oakland is Emeryville, where connections are available to a lot of buses. First, Amtrak throughway buses to San Francisco are the second option to get to the city from Capital Corridor. There are also connections available to Emery Go-Round buses and AC Transit buses. At the Oakland Jack London Square station, half of the trains terminate. Connections are available to AC Transit buses and Amtrak throughway services to San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara. It is also possible to take a short walk to the Oakland Ferry Terminal and catch a ferry to Alameda or San Francisco. This is the third way to get to the city from the Capital Corridor. While this might be the most exciting way to get into the city for some people, it is typically the slowest. With all of these connections to the Capital Corridor, it would make sense for it to be a very good service that runs at high frequency, but that's not really the case. Capital Corridor services run every 30 to 60 minutes on peak and every 2 to 3 hours off peak. On weekends there are 2 fewer departures and trains come every 1 to 2 hours throughout the day. With the commencement of Caltrain's new electric services, they also introduced new schedules. Although the Capital Corridor might not be able to receive the high frequencies that Caltrain has, there is still a lot that can be improved. For the trains that go past Oakland Jack London Square, they call at Oakland Coliseum Airport, where you can transfer to the BART Blue, Orange, Green, and OAK connector lines. AC Transit bus connections are also available. After Coliseum, the Capital Corridor calls at Hayward, where connections are available to AC Transit buses. Continuing south, the next stop is Fremont. At Fremont, connections are available to AC Transit buses, Stanford Marguerite shuttles, and ACE trains to Stockton. After Fremont, there is a bit of a gap between stations until Santa Clara. In Santa Clara, the first station is Great America, where connections are available to VTA Light Rail Green and Orange lines, VTA buses, and ACE. The next station is the main Santa Clara station, where connections can be made to VTA local and rapid buses, ACE, and Caltrain. Finally, at San Jose Diridon Station, connections can be made to VTA local and rapid buses, Light Rail Green Line, Amtrak Thruway buses to Stockton, Santa Cruz, San Luis Obispo, and Santa Barbara, Amtrak Coast Starlight to Los Angeles and Seattle, Santa Cruz Metro Highway 17 Express Bus, and Greyhound coaches. Even though these stations serve the same, if not more, passengers than the ones north of Oakland, they still receive even less service. The new Caltrain electrified schedule has trains arriving every 30 minutes throughout the day, even on weekends, and every 15 minutes during peak frequencies. Due to the new electrification completion, Caltrain is able to speed up trip time between San Jose and San Francisco to 59 minutes for express services or 1 hour and 17 minutes for local services. The Caltrain route from San Jose north is about 50 miles, whereas the Capital Corridor's length is about 130 miles, not including track north of Sacramento. The current travel time between Sacramento and San Jose is about 3 hours and 10 minutes, and only 1 hour and 15 minutes for trains that terminate in Oakland. Although there hasn't been an official service time announced, trains are expected to operate every 15 minutes throughout the day on a clock-face schedule to make it easier for passengers to remember. The current plan also states that in order for this to happen, it is crucial to electrify and separate passenger trains from freight trains as much as possible. The plan to electrify is crucial for the achievement of higher speeds and higher frequencies, but it doesn't mean capacity should be reduced. Currently, the Capital Corridor operates with 4-car train sets. These consist of 1 diesel locomotive and 4 passenger cars. Typically, there is at least 1 bike car, a cafe, a regular coach, and a driving cab at the end, but not necessarily in that order. The plan proposed by the Capital Corridor Joint Powers Authority suggests that the current trains should be replaced by single-level train sets. With the current 4-car bi-level trains always filling up and often being overbooked, higher capacity trains are still necessary. Caltrain's frequent acquisition of Stadler-Kiss bi-level EMUs are a good representation of what a new Capital Corridor train set could look like. If all the stations are upgraded to level boarding, the train sets can either be high floor boarding or low floor boarding, and passengers will still be able to walk on board without a step. Although the current KISS units have middle-level walk-through carriages, a design with upper-level walk-through carriages might serve the Capital Corridor better due to the inclusion of a cafe car. Similar to the new proposed Amtrak long-distance fleet, an elevator could be introduced in a specific car for passengers with reduced mobility to still access the upper level of the train. With the new acquisition of Siemens Venture's single-level trains for San Joaquin services, it seems as though bi-level trains are hard to come by at the moment. Although these trains feel much nicer due to their new age, they aren't the best suited for these services and are later than expected. Capital Corridor should try and acquire some new bi-level train sets with the implementation of this plan, and should request new car builders if deemed necessary. With the opening of Caltrain's new electrified service, it paves a clear path for the Capital Corridor to follow along with improved services. Although it will take a lot of time and money to accomplish this project, with enough public support, it can be prioritized and sped up. Overall, the Capital Corridor has a good plan going forward, but needs to make sure it's the best they can do before committing. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.